So the next question is, what is data collection and organization, or particularly what is data organization, right? Because that's written up in your syllabus is to organize your data. So I'm going to talk a little bit about interviews and surveys. Data organization for interviews. Number one, interviews should be transcribed. So you may do this yourself, or you may also send it out for transcription. Rev.com is one way to get it transcribed. It's $1 a minute. And then audio transcription and any notes should be saved in clearly marked folders. And I would recommend that you get started with organization right now so that you have a template for your dissertation. And I'm going to give you an example in the next slide. And then finally, just make sure that everything has a date. So it's labeled with who it is, or maybe a code for who it is, so that you are keeping your data confidentially. But make sure everything has a date. So I'm going to show you an example. All right, here is an example from my own computer. You can see here I've got my research folder, I've got my data folder within my research folder, and then I've got a folder for only interviews. And this is because I have observations, surveys, and interviews. For you, maybe you don't need that level of delineation. And then you can see here that I have interviews of different kinds of people. So there's different folders for each kind of people. And this is how I save it. I have the school name. I have the word teach int so that I know this is a teacher interview when I pull it up. Then I might have the name of the person or a code for that person, and then I have the date. So that's how I actually save the data, so that if I pull it up, I know exactly when it was done, I know it was a teacher interview, and I know it was that school, and then I know who it is, or I have a code for who it is. Organizing data for surveys is different. It will almost always be done in an Excel spreadsheet. And if you do it on SurveyMonkey, it will download into an Excel spreadsheet kind of like this. If you do it in paper, you're going to have to enter all of this data. So that's an important thing to keep in mind in terms of your time. So in that Excel spreadsheet, all of your variables, which are your questions or your items, are going to go in the columns across the top. So for example, and usually you want to create a short name that you can identify what it means. This one that I'm circling right now, years teach, is the years that they've been teaching, right? So I asked an open-ended question, how many years have you been a teacher? And that's what they wrote in there. So I created a variable, it's called years teach, and then the data goes down this column. This one was their master's degree, this one was their BA degree. So you can see that you can also have text in, it doesn't have to be numerical, it can be text. This one was a scale where they talked about how many hours of professional development they've had on NGSS. So the number 1 was like 1 to 5 hours, the number 2 was 5 to 10 hours, and so forth. So this was transcribed directly from the survey numerically. Down the rows is where you have your people, and you can see here that I have a code for each person. One way that's easy to de-identify data in a way where you can still find the person later is asking them to enter their month and day of their birthday. So this person was born February 28th. I don't need to know the year, so if people feel strange about that, but just the month and day. And that way, if I want to interview them again or survey them again, I can ask them to do their month and day, and everything is set. But the people that you survey should go down the rows.